Om Shri Sai Ram. We will start the class with prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam everyone. So we'll just revise and review what we covered last week actually mainly. Just again going through the vowels. There are 16 vowels. There are 5 short ones. There are long ones of those basic 5 vowels. Then there are 4 diphthongs, combination of simple vowels. And then we have some special vowels called Anuswara and Visarga. I will just go over them again. A, I, U, R, L, A, I, O, Au, and Aha. Okay. Then we went to consonants. There are 33 consonants because this chart has everything put together. I hope it is large enough for you all to read. So these are the 33 consonants. These 5 are called the Vargiya, or there are different Varga or classes of consonants. The first one we will start with Ka, Ka, Ga, Gha, and Nga. I think sometimes a few people I had done some revision for these vowels. I just wanted to let you know that the first and the second one, the difference is the amount of breath you give. So it may be good for you all to just hold your tongue, hand, palm, just in front of your mouth and feel the amount of air which hits your hand. Ka, ka. When you say ka, the second one, there should be a puff of air hitting your palm. Ga, ga. Okay, so that is the differentiation in the sound. Okay, ka, ka, ga, gha, and nga. Then the second varga is the palatal one, where the tongue is parallel to the mouth, roof of the mouth. cha, cha, ja, jha, and nya, which is the nasal sound. Then we have the third varga, which is called the cerebral, where the tongue actually points to the roof of the mouth, bends and looks at the roof of the mouth. The transliteration, as you can see, is that T and the D and the N have dots beneath them. Ta, ta, da, da, and na. Then the fourth one is the tha varga, dental, where the tongue, tip of the tongue touches the back of the teeth or just above the teeth. Ta, tha, da, dha, and na. Then the fifth varga, or the class of consonants, is called the pa varga. Pa, pa, ba, bha, and ma. Then we have what are called the semi-vowels, which we looked at last week, which are 4 in number. Ya, ra, la, and wa. Again, they also palatal. Basically, this ya is similar to the cha varga, where the tongue is actually parallel to the roof of the mouth. I think most of you are familiar with those sounds, but I thought I would just point out the tongue position so you can observe. Then we come to what I call the sibilants, so ushma. There are 3 in number. Palatal one is sha, which is similar to cha, but with a hissing sound, I should say, sha, which is similar, which is the common one with sh, which all of us pronounce. Then the second one is the cerebral one, where the tongue actually bends up and points to the roof of the mouth. This is sha, sha. And the last one is sa, which is the dental one, which is normal S sound, sa. Then the last one is the ha, which is produced from the throat, back of the throat, which is it's just air, aspirate, but with some resonance, ha, which all of us are familiar anyway. So those are the 49 basic alphabets in Sanskrit. Okay. There are a couple of others which I am not going to introduce, which sometimes have been used, but I will not let you worry about that at this point in time, because we will not come across. So what we are going to do is, I also highlighted some common looking letters, which look similar. You had to pay attention to them, because that's generally interchanged or confused with, which is ba and va. The ba and va are same, except the ba has a diagonal line in the middle. Then this is the cerebral sha and pa. They also look alike, but again, you can see the diagonal line. Then this is the second letter in the tha varga, which is tha and ya. They look quite similar. It is just that the tha has squiggly at the beginning, and the line does not go over that. Then dha and gha. These are the 4th letters in the tha varga and the ka varga. Dha and gha. Then I also wanted you to pay attention to ka, which is the second letter in the ka varga, which sort of looks like ra va, because there are 2 different letters in Sanskrit. One is ra, other one is va. Both of them together make rava here, but when they become very close, it becomes ka. Okay, it is just how the script is developed. But I thought I will just point it out so that you are familiar with it. So I will go over to what I call some. We went through some basic words. I thought you all will get a sense of reading the letters and seeing the words, so you feel that you are able to read. There was one mistake which I had made with the word aushadham, and the there was wrong last week. I have fixed it in this slide. Okay, I will just go over the words. Aham, ah, ha, and the anuswara at the top. Aham, which means I. Then the second word which we looked at was ajaha. The first letter is A. Then we have ja. Then we have visarga, which is an echo of the vowel with which the vowel precedes that visarga. Ajaha. And the next word is alayam. A, the longer A. La, ya, and anuswara at the top, which is Okay. So then the next word which we looked at was iha. E is the first letter and ha is the second letter. Iha. I will go over the meanings a little later. So I thought I would just point to the letters and learning to recognize them and reading them. You can also look at the transcription or transliteration. The next word is E-sha. E is the longer E. E-sha, which is the palatal sha, and ha, visarga. E-sha. The next word is udara. U-da-ra. Udara. Okay. The next word is U, the longer U, and her. You can see the her here and the her here. So you try to use the similar letters so you become more familiar with them. U, her. The next word which we looked at was R, ta, m. Okay, this is R, which is the cerebral vowel. R, ta, and m, which is the anuswara. The next word which we looked at was ekam. A is the first letter. Ka is the second letter. And anuswara is ekam. The next word which we looked at was au, sha, dha, Okay. Au is one of the last vowels which we looked at. Au, which is written like A and two lines at the top. Okay. Au. Sha, the tongue has to bend backwards and say sha. Dha, this is the fourth letter in the tha varga. Dha. Au, sha, dha, au, shadham. Okay. The next word we looked at was ka, ra. Ka and ra. Kara. The next word which we looked at was kha, ga. Kha is the second letter in the ka varga. Kha, and this is the third one in the ka varga, which is ga. Kha, ga. Okay, so these were words which we looked at. What I have done is, so there was a request by people, wanting to know the meaning also for the words. So I have made it slightly different than the way I presented. I have chosen about 50, 60 words, which are using all the alphabet which we have learned today. Okay, which is the vowels and consonants with the akara. Okay, so I have about 60 words. I thought I will go over them again for your benefit. Not again, some of them are repeated, but there are lots of new words. So I think it will give you a sense of being able to read them with only the letters which you have learned so far. And so you can see the number of words. Actually, we can have about 400, 500 words, which are actually used. Many of them are used in our bhajans or any shlokas which we study or read. So I thought I will try to cover them as much as possible. So you feel that you are making some progress and make some sense out of whatever you have learned so far. Because there are more complex letters which we will look at. That is the consonant with other vowels combinations, and also compound consonants. There are multiple consonants coming that we will cover in the next coming weeks. But I thought even with whatever we have learned, you will see that there's so much you can understand and appreciate and perfect your Sanskrit pronunciation. Okay. So the first word is achara. A, cha, and ra. Okay. I think you may have come across this word with chara chara. Chara means all that moves. That is, the second letter and the third letter form the word chara. Chara means anything in this world which moves. Achara means opposite of that, which is unmoving. This world is supposed to be chara and achara, chara chara. Okay. So achara means that which does not move. Okay. Then the second word is achala. Achala. Okay. Chala means that which wavers. That whatever keeps on shaking, not steady, unsteady. That is chala. Like chalana, we will say, so that means somebody's mind is not steady. It's not fixed. It's continuously wavering or tremoring. There's some tremor involved and so on. Okay. Chala means that whatever shakes, whatever is not steady. Achala means that which does not waver, unwavering. Okay. There's another meaning of achala is also mountain. Mountains are considered, they're fixed. They don't move. They don't shake. So the mountain is also called achala, like, Himachalam, things like the Vindhyachalam. Or, so the mountains are also considered achalam. Okay. Hima achalam becomes Himachalam. Okay. Achala. Then we looked at the word ajaha. Last week also we looked at a, ja, and visargaha. Ajaha. Okay. Which is common meaning is goat. Okay. But I also mentioned the meaning. A means no. Ja means to be born. That which is unborn is also ajaha. So God is also called ajaha. Okay. That one who is never born, who does not have birth. Okay. The next word is a, ma, la. No blemishes. Ma, la, the second and third letter, mala means some impurity. Malam means impurity. Amala means one who is without any impurities. So blemishless. Okay, there are similar words like Vimala and Kamala, but I will leave them out for the time being. So Mala means all kinds of bad things in us also, any blemishes, impurities. Amala means the one who does not have any impurities. So anything which does not have impurities is called Amala. A, Ma, and La. Then we looked at Aham. Okay, Aham last week also we looked at A, Ha, Anuswara. Then here I have written another version, okay, where I put the with the dash at the bottom. Okay, all vowels, all consonants, when they are put a dash like that, which you are seeing, maybe I will just draw one for you. 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing and write on the board if it's okay. So we looked at I guess you can see this is Ma. Okay, the letter Ma. When you put a dash like this, okay, then it becomes So any letter with this line, okay, you should not confuse between. We also use like this. Later on, I will show you there's a difference. So sometimes you may come across that which is slightly different, but for the time being, I would say don't worry about that. When we look at other vowels, other consonants, we will come to that. But you just look at this one, which is halanta, which makes there's no vowel involved. Okay. So for example, if I take ka, this is ka. So if I put this just line, then that becomes ik. So this ik plus a gives you ka. Okay, I just want you to understand that. So this is plus a gives you ma. Okay, so I hope that is clear. If you have any questions, please ask me. I just wanted you to understand the concept. So all the consonants that's how they are formed. So this line at the bottom is called halant. And that means there's no vowel involved. Okay. So what I have written is aham. So there are two ways to write aham. One is the anuswara, which is at the top. I'm going to erase. Okay, so there are two ways of writing aham. I hope it's clear. I thought I will just introduce that concept to you because we will be starting to use the combination with other vowels. So I thought it would be a good point to start, introduce that concept, okay? So I also wanted you to, maybe another point which I wanted to highlight at this point. I'm going to erase this if it's okay, or otherwise I will leave it. So let's look at the word ajaha. Okay, ajaha. So if I take this ja, the ja is a combination of j and a. Okay, j and a is ja. So when visarga follows this a, this I is the one which determines how you pronounce this visarga. Okay, so if this becomes u, it becomes uhu. It becomes e, then the visarga becomes ki. So this visarga keeps on changing the sound depending on the vowel which precedes it, which comes before it. Okay, so I just wanted you to understand, because you may, I don't know, maybe some of you, all of you are familiar, but I thought there's no harm in me saying it for anyone who may not understand. So the last sound which precedes the visarga will determine how that visarga is pronounced, whether it's ha or hi or hu. Okay, which is an echo of this sound, but with just air. Okay, I thought I would just highlight that. I don't want to assume anything, so I thought I will mention that to you. So I'm just going to go back to the presentation. So aham can be written in two ways. So generally, you will find that at the end can always be substituted with the anuswara at the top. Okay, only for the consonant okay, which you will come across often. There are some rules associated with it as to when you use the sound and when you can use the anuswara. We will cover that little later, but I just wanted you to be aware that usually when the anuswara comes at the end, it is a substitution for okay. I hope I am clear. There's a quick comment. Thanks. So the next word is a, ga, ma, ha. As you can see, a. Okay, the ma is last, ma is plus a. So the visarga becomes ha. So whatever we are learning today, because I'm using only the consonants with akara at the end, it ends in a. So you will not come across any differences at this point in time, but I thought I would just highlight it to you. A, long ara, a, ga, ma, ha, agamaha. Okay, agamaha means that which comes. Okay, whatever agama means, that which comes. Anything which is coming, okay, towards you is called agamaha. It also means scripture, because one of the names for Vedas is Agamam. Okay, that means it came from God. Okay, whatever came from God is called Agama. That because of that, it is also has the meaning scripture, any shastra. Okay, Swami says, Agama, Nigama, Agama means the in-breath and out-breath of God is the one which comes out as Vedam. So that's why the word Agama is said. Okay. The next word is a, na, Okay, a, na, which is the anuswara at the top, ananam. Okay, I have written a second version where the is replacing the anuswara. Okay, ananam. Ananam means face. Gaja ananam means Ganesha's faces of the elephant. Gaja means elephant. Ananam means face. Okay. We have also used to, you may also have come across the word Shubha Ananam. Means Shubha means auspicious face. Ananam. Ananam also means mouth. In Sanskrit, you will find the words used for mouth and the face are almost identical. There are other words like mukham. All of them, in Sanskrit, they say the face and the mouth are more synonymous. They're not differentiated. Okay. So, ananam, ananam. So these are words which you come across in bhajans, so prayers. So it is good to know the words. There are combinations involved which we'll look at later, but for the time being, these simple words are good for you all. Okay. If there are any questions, I will stop and answer. Otherwise, I'm just going to go. I hope the pace is okay, and I'm not rushing too much. So then we have come to the word alayam. I think we discussed it last week. A, la, ya, alayam. I mean, generally it's referred to a house or a place, alayam. But the esoteric meaning, or the spiritual meaning, is that which merges, or that which is already merged. Okay, alayam. In Sanskrit, they will say, okay, someone wanted Ajaha described. So, laya means to any merging is called layam. Okay. So, alaya means the merging of the into Atman is also mentioned. We also merging into Atman is called alayam. So that when you go into that place, you merge with that place. So that's the idea. Liyatiti asmin, like that. That's the Sanskrit definition. And that which becomes lina, it merges. Somebody had a question about ajaha, so I'm just going to go back to the previous slide. So ajaha, okay. Ja means, the second letter ja means birth. Okay, janma, janana, janani, or ja means to be born. That's why some will say jagat. Ja means to be born, Jagat means to live. This entire world is of coming and going, to be born and to die. So Jagat. So the letter Ja means to be born. So A means the opposite of that. A, generally, one of the use in Sanskrit is opposite. No. In English, you have the word un. Okay. Unborn, if you can say. Ja means born. A means no, un. So unborn means ajaha. That person who is unborn is God. So that's why the meaning ajaha also means God, who does not have birth, who is never born in this world. Okay. Sister Tharani raised her hand, so please go ahead, Sister Tharani.
Okay, the question, Brother Arano, is meaning you put goat. What does that mean? Like if it is never born, and then the meaning is you put G-O-A-T, goat.
No. So ajaha, see, in Sanskrit you will find, sister, one word will have 10 hundreds of meanings.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
So ajaha in normal usage, people will say, maybe I will tell the story of Daksha Prajapati. I don't know, maybe it's a side, but I thought, because I introduced the topic, I thought I will just mention. See, Daksha is the father of Parvati, not Parvati actually, in her previous. Dakshayani is called. Dakshayani means one who is born to Daksha. Okay. Sati, actually, she was called. So she was married to Shiva by Daksha. And then so the story is that Daksha was not very happy with his son-in-law. So when he performed a yajna, he did not invite Shiva. So what happened? Sati found out that the father was doing this yajna. She wanted to go because she thought it's home. She will go. And of course, Shiva said, I am not invited, so I'm not coming. So the story is that Sati went to Daksha's yajna and asked the father, why you didn't invite us? Then he basically told her off and said, you are married to him, Shiva, you can leave yourself. You're not invited here. You're not welcome because I am disappointed with my Shiva. That was his story. So it so happened Sati basically jumped into the yajna kunda and immolated herself. And then Shiva is supposed to have sent Veerabhadra and Kali, and they went and destroyed that yajna. And the story is Shiva, Daksha's head was chopped off. And so then there was a plea, the people prayed to Shiva that his head has to be restored. So the head of a Aja was placed. So in in films and things like that, they will put the goat face for Daksha. But the real stories, some of these stories in Puranas, because people have worldly understanding of what it is. But what it means is, see, Daksha was a devotee of Shiva also. But at some point, his power, his position came to such a high level that he even ignored God. Which all great, devotees have. It has happened to Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, it has happened to Ravana. They're all great devotees themselves. But when the position or the power went to the head has to be replaced because it's filled with ego. So that is removed and the Aja head was put. So that means he was placed with that head of something which is not born. So which basically means he was given divine intelligence. So that is what the word Aja represents. So you can see how people who understand the meaning of Aja as a goat will place a goat head on Daksha Prajapati. Okay. So I thought I would just mention, because in Puranas you will come across certain verses and people who apply worldly meaning to that, what they understand will be just meaningless. They will say what these gods are fighting, somebody's head is cut off, some head was put, it is not right. Shiva was supposed to have got angry. No, Shiva actually wanted to fix the problem. The person was egoistic, his ego has to be cut, and you place an intelligence of divinity. The divine intelligence was placed. So that is the meaning. So I thought I'll just mention that it's a side story, but just to break the monotony, because each of these words, so that is very important. What meanings we attribute to the words is very, very important. Swami says in a Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Sashivarnam, you can, when it's a description of Ganesha, he says if you change the meaning, it is also donkey. And I will go over that later. So if you don't understand the right meaning of the right words and the significance of the words from a spiritual perspective, many of these prayers and shlokas can mean very mundane meaning. So I thought I will just highlight that, because the purpose of us learning is to understand some of the principles which Swami has explained. So I thought I will just dwell on that. I hope, sister, you're okay. I didn't overdo it. Just to, because there are sometimes actually many of you are Balavikas gurus also. Children will ask, they will see how can Shiva get angry, what happened, things like that. Same thing with Gajanana also, Ganesha also the same thing. Ganesha could not even recognize Shiva. When you cannot recognize God, then there's some problem. So Shiva had to fix the problem. So he removed that ignorance of not recognizing Shiva, who is the father of the universe. He could not recognize. He was born of the earth. Of course, then he was put Gaja, which is basically the best of all Jnanam. Gaja also represents Jnana. So that's we called buddhi, he was given. That is why the head of an elephant is, but the meaning we have is Gaja means elephant, so elephant head. So people have drawn pictures, which is okay. But when we look at the face, we should understand that symbolizes jnana. So I thought so words have common meaning, normal usage meaning, and the words have very spiritual meaning, and we should understand that. So I thought I hope I'm not overly making it too philosophical or anything that you have come to learn language, but because it is for the purpose of us being able to understand the bhajans better, shlokas better, and prayers better, I thought I will dwell on some of them whenever the opportunity comes. Okay, Saira. I think we have covered this. Okay, I think we were here, no? Alayam, okay. So the next word which we look at is called eva. Okay, E is the first letter, V is the second letter. Eva means just like something, when you compare something to something. Okay, for example, person's and face is like a lotus, okay, or something like that, or moon. So the word eva is used. It's like that. Okay, I will come to those when we have sentences and things like that. We will come to that. But just for your current information, eva means like something. Okay, like. Iha we already looked at, e and her. Iha means here in this world. Okay, iha para, iha para sukadayini, like that we sing. Iha means in this world. The next word is isha, ishaha. Okay, so which is Lord, or it also means Shiva, ishaha. The next word is uda. Okay, Sister Aparna, you can ask the question.
So
can you speak a little louder, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Is Isha the same word in Isa Vasyamidam Sarvam,
Yes.
or
Yes.
so it is actually?
Yes.
So it's actually Isha Vasyam.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The Upanishad itself is called Ishavasya Upanishad, Ishopanishad. It starts with that mantra, God is everywhere. So yes, it's the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
The next word is Udayaha. U is the first letter, the is the second letter, ya is the third letter, Udayaha. Udayaha means which is rising. Any rising of appearance of anything is called Udayaha. U, generally you will find U is the word which points, when it's used, it means something is moving up. That's also something which you will come across, like Uttama, Uppari, like that, U is symbolizing anything which rises up. Okay. Udayaha. The next word is Udaram. Udaram. Okay. Udaram. Anuswara. Udaram means generally belly or stomach. Okay. It has multiple meanings. The uterus is also called Udaram. Anything in your stomach area is called Udaram. All organs can be referred to as Udaram because they are all, after all, part of that. Like Lamba Udara is something which Ganesha is taught about. Lamba means which is protruding or which is hanging. Udara means stomach. Okay. So the word also comes Saho Udara. Sahodara means one who shared the same Udara. So, sibling, brother or sister is called Sahodara, means Udara. Saha means together or with. or the same. Udara means one who is born in the same stomach or belly. So that's why I said it also means uterus. Okay, someone who resides in the same space. Yes, sahodara. So I thought I would just highlight some similar words so you will know where they are, where they fit in the large scheme of things. So the next, I just wanted some feedback. Is what I'm doing useful, or it's a practice? So what I found was you have learned alphabet, basic alphabet. This will give you the opportunity to practice them. At the same time, you are also learning the words and some meaning. So I thought it'll be a double benefit by going through this. If you all want something different done, then I will go to the other consonants and for the next classes. But for today, we are going to do this. I would like your feedback, okay? Whether you would like because this way you build up vocabulary with the letters which you have already learned. Okay, so the next one is Rinam. Okay, the first letter is R, Na, Na is the ta varga, the tongue has to be bent upwards. Rinam, okay, it's the more harder or heavier na, because how your tongue is placed. R, na, Rinam means debt. Rinam is a very important concept in spirituality. Swami uses. We have 5 types of debts, Pitru Rinam, Deva Rinam, Rishi Rinam, Bhuta Rinam. So what Swami says is we are all born to discharge a debt, to give, pay off our debts. That's why we are born in families, we meet people, because we have to pay the debt off. So that is the only way to liberate ourselves. So all seva activities actually paying off the debt. So Pitru Rinam, Deva Rinam. So every spiritual activity is to discharge, to pay off the debt. So Rinam is a very important concept in spirituality. So, that's something very important for us to understand, even as a principle. Okay. The next word is Ritham. Ritham. We spoke last week about it. Ritham is truth of a certain kind, which is whatever is in your heart when it's expressed, it's called Ritham. That is divine truth, because what you feel in your heart is expressed. Ritham. Ritham and Satyam are sometimes used interchangeably in the Vedic literature also, but there is subtle difference. Satya means that which does not change. So that's considered an expression of divinity. But Ritham is what is felt in our heart, is spoken, is Ritham. It also means that whatever is beneficial is also called Ritham. Ritham Vajmi, like that. There are Upanishadic mantras, it's Ritham. The next word is Ekam. I think we have already covered, but I will just quickly go through. Ekam. That means one. Okay. Ekam eva advitiyam brahma. It says, one is, God is only one. Ekam eva. Okay. The next word is Ekam eva. One alone, Ekam eva advitiyam brahma. Ekam, one, evam, only, advitiyam, that which is not two, advitiyam, Brahman. So God is considered one and none other. Okay. La ilaha Allah, means there's nothing other than Allah. That's an Islamic prayer also. So you can see how these concepts are in other religions also. Only God, there's nothing else. So, Ekam eva advitiyam Brahma. So eva means eva, only, exactly, indeed. All those meanings come to the word eva. There are many other mantras in chants actually you will come across. We will touch them later on. Au shadam. Au sha, which is the cerebral sha, the second one with tongue bent up. Au sha. The fourth letter in the tha varga, aushadha, is medicine. Okay, or any herb also is called aushadam. The next word is kaha. Kaha means who. Okay, that's the question which we have to ask Swami. Say koham. That's a sandhi. Kaha aham. Who am I? It's a common question. Okay. The next word is ka tha. Second letter in the tha varga. Tha. Ka tha. Katham means how. How does it happen? You know, if you want to ask katham. Okay. It's also used in slightly different words, but to question. So these two, generally, when the word ka comes, there is some questioning happening in Sanskrit. We'll come to those later. Kaha and katham. So two questions we can look at. The next word is ka na ka kanakam. Okay, kanakam. Kanakam means gold. Kanaka is gold. Like Kanaka Indra means one who is the god of gold, the golden god, you know, things like that. Kanakeshwari, you know, there are many names like that. Kanakamma in Tamil also is it. Kanang means golden person. Kanakam. The next word is ka pa ta kapatam. Kapatam. Because Tamilians tend to pronounce it as kapadam. Da is used, but in Sanskrit it is ta. Kapata. Kapata Nataka Sutradhari, you know, God is mentioned. He's a trickster, you know, anything which someone who tricks is called kapata, kapatam. Okay. The next word is kamalam. Kamalam. Kamalam means lotus. Mala means impurity, we've discussed. Because the slush in the lotus is not born, doesn't bloom anywhere else. It needs dirt and slush for it to even grow. So one that is born out of these impurities is called kamala. Okay, something which is born from all the slush in this world. In this world, we are all born. We are born of earth with all the bad qualities. But Swami says, within from all these, there we can blossom like a lotus, which blossoms and only opens when the sun rises. So that is why in many bhajans and prayers, the word kamalam is used. So that is recognizing that there are impurities in us, in our own hearts, but from that let there be a lotus which blossoms and face the sun, which is God. That's why this analogy or these examples, kamalam iva. Iva means like, kamalam iva hridayam. Okay, means our heart should be like the lotus, okay, which is born, even though there are impurities, even there are bad qualities, from that we can still, there is something, there's a seed of divinity which can blossom like the lotus. That's why that word kamala is used quite a bit in bhajans and so on. Okay, kamala. The next word is kara. Kara. Kara means one who does. Anything is called kara. You know, karuna kara, daya kara. Okay, kripa kara means one who does kripa, one who does daya. Okay, kara means one who does. Karam means hand also. You know, karam, if you put a it's hand. They are all related. You know, somebody who does with the hand is called kara. You know, then there are other words like karma, karya, all that, also kartavya. All that are related words, but we will touch them later. But kara means one who does anything. Work is done. That one is called kara. The next word is kavacham. Ka, va, cha, kavacham. Kavacham means anything which we put to protect ourselves. Usually the warriors put, armor or protection. And they have in Kanta Shashti Kavacham. Means if you chant that, it becomes an armor which protects you from all difficulties. Okay. Kavacham means there are mantras and prayers which are called also Kavacham. Basically, they become an armor which a protective sheath which actually protects us from everything else. So Kavacham. Ka, va, cha, The next word is Kha, second letter in the Ka Varga. Kha, Ga, Ha, Kagaha. I think we have already looked at. Kagaha means, Kagaha means bird, air, sun. There are multiple meanings. But I thought I would just play a few, give some samples of meanings. So I have put 3 meanings. The next word is Kha, Ra. Kha, Ra. That means something which is hard, which is cutting, which is hot. Like karam also comes from, something like that. Means something which is hot, it is burning, which damages. So kara. Actually, there are 2 rakshas called Karadushana, who are supposed to have who has been vanquished by Rama. So kara, okay. So we come to 9:58. I will pause here if there are questions or anything like that. Otherwise, I will just continue. Okay, if everyone is fine. Okay, Sister Usha, I think you raised your hand, please.
I
Please
have a
unmute
question, sir. Uha, can you describe the meaning of that? Uha.
Okay, Uha.
Yeah.
Uha means anything which you imagine, whatever is said. Okay, I think I maybe, did I cover that? Sorry, maybe I didn't.
No, it's in there, but I guess I.
Okay, here. Okay, sorry.
After Udram, yeah.
Udaram, oh, sorry. Thank you very much. I think I missed it. Uha. Okay, it's a longer U and her, Uha. Anything which you imagine, visualize, or observe, that is called Uha. For example, you see something outside, a picture, when you close your eyes and remember it, you try to visualize it inside, that is called Uha. See, in this world, all our thoughts are also similar. We see something, we experience something, we come home and we imagine, we think about it. So in our mind, so Swami uses the word in the meditation. Swami says how we start with meditation is you see a form outside, then you close it and you should make it Uha Chitra. Chitra means you see a picture out, then inside it should become Uha Chitra. So that means we should close our eyes and be able to visualize the same form which we saw outside. So that visualization, imagining inside us, called Uha. I hope that
no, that explains very well. Thank you so much.
So if everyone is okay, I will continue. I had 2, I didn't know how many words we'll cover, but we can continue and finish at the next class, I guess. But if you all are happy with it, I will finish all these words and then I will go into more complex consonants. But at least that way you will know, you have learned about 60 words. 60
I think continue. It's interesting.
Okay, Sister Usha, did you want to speak or?
No, I said continue.
Okay, thank you very much, sister.
Yes,
I think Brother Kumar also, I think someone has.
Yes, I just have a quick question, brother.
Yes.
That line that you have in every, that's a straight line goes on top.
Yes.
What if I split them? That's not the way you write, or is it always you have to write, like, say, for instance, like the one that you have Gamana, right? That you have one straight line on the top, right? Like the horizontal line. Is that the way you should be writing, or is it always in?
Yeah, so that's the way it is written, brother. It signifies a combination of letters which form a word.
Okay.
So within the word, if you look at Sanskrit words, each word actually will have some linkage, they're all connected. So that by itself becomes a word. For letters to become a word, they have to be connected. That Shiro Rekha is considered, that will determine what is all connected. So, for example, we will come across later when you bring two words and join them together, then that line is extended to cover all the words which are put together, which is called, there's a word called samasa, which is in English, you can say it's a phrase, but it's more than a phrase. For example, Rama and Chandra, okay?
Yeah.
Rama is one word, Chandra is a second word, but when you put them together, it becomes Rama Chandra. So there the line actually will join all of them to depict that it is one word. So the line is written, drawn without a break.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right.
Sir,
Okay. So can we, I think, shall we continue?
Brother, okay, go ahead.
Somebody asked a question.
Okay, Sairam, Aushadam. For
Yes.
that, the wasn't connected, you know.
Okay, so I will, okay, very good. Good question.
Thank you.
So this line, see, sometimes in the print it has come, but what they do, so there are a couple of letters which are different. Very, very good question, sister. But what happens is, generally when people write, this line above the sh actually touches the beginning of the dha. That's the way, you know, they would write. But in print, it has become not as clear. But the thing is, there is a gap between, so I will just write, this is my understanding, but it's a good question. It's like in English also, you know, we have flowing handwriting, which, you know, you connect all the letters. I think the same concept came in India, in English also. In flowing handwriting, the letters within a word is all, letters within a word are connected. See, Saushadam, how it's written. So something like that, it's written, sister. So in writing, so as you can see, that is it. Somewhere you have to touch.
Okay.
My understanding.
Okay.
But when it's printed, you know, how the fonts are formed,
Yeah.
this may be missing.
Okay.
So this becomes one word. Okay, so
Sairam, brother Aruno.
yes.
I think even dha and gha, not to confuse between the dha and gha. Also,
So,
the dha, they don't have the line.
So yes, you are right. So dha is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right. But I think I was just trying to I point out to the brother, one sister, because she asked how come there's a gap. Dha seems to be separate.
But yeah,
For
to
that sake, I
differentiate
said
also, I think probably the dha, that round comes for the
yes.
dha
Yeah.
versus the gha.
Yes. So this can be a bit more pronounced. I think you can't see. I am, you know.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so in print, you know, in font development, you know, there are all sorts of fonts. Even I am not very happy. If you look at the R, the line starts at the, you know, staff here. I was looking for fonts to, you know, which I'm happy with, because that line that starts a little earlier, but different people come up with different styles of fonts. Okay, so we are here. I think this is where we were. Gaganam. Okay. So it's ga, ga, na, gaganam. Okay. Gaganam means sky. Gagana Sharira, you know, there's a bhajan. Means one whose shariram, or the body is like the sky. Gagana Sharira. Mega Shama. I think that's the way bhajan goes. The next word is Gajaha. Gajaha means elephant. Okay, all of you know Gajamukha, Gananath, you know, Gajanana, Gaja. Gajendra is the elephant devotee of Vishnu. Gajaha means elephant. The next word is Ga, Na, Na again the Ta varga na with the tongue turned up, more heavier Na, Gana, Gana. Gana means a group of attendants. It's called Gana, like Gananatha. Okay, Shiva Ganas, things like that. Okay, generally the inhabitants of the Devaloka are called Ganas. So Gana. Gana also means a class of people also. Deva Gana, Rakshasa Gana. So a group of Rakshasas are called Rakshasa Gana. So any group of people also called Gana. Okay. The next word is, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, 1 second. If you don't mind, I will have to fix this. I will fix it later. If you don't mind, I'm just going to draw something and fix it. Okay. So it should be, I will fix it later. It's Gamanam. The second Na is, what should I do? I will come back to this word later, okay? I will leave it. Sorry about it. I just realized I made a mistake. We'll leave that word and go to the next one. Because I put an extra Na, I will fix it and save the deck later, okay? The next word is Gha, Ta, Ha. Ghataha means pot. Gha, Ta, Ha. Like there is bhajan where Ghata Ghata Vyapi, you know, I don't know whether you all remember, Ghata Ghata Vyapi is bhajan. Means each of us is actually considered a pot. Yeah, because Ghata is made of earth. So God is supposed to be residing every pot in this world. Like the sun which reflects in the water in a pot, God actually is reflected in each of us. So Ghata Ghata Vyapi means in every pot in this world. So anything which is made of earth is also called Ghata. Ghataha is pot. Gha is the fourth one. Actually, we were just discussing the letters. Gha is the fourth letter in the Ka Varga. Gha, Ta, Ha, Ghataha. Okay. The next word is Gha, Na. That is again the same Gha, which is the fourth letter in the Ka Varga. Gha, Na. Na is the dental Na, which is Ta, okay, where the teeth, the tongue touches teeth. Na. Gha, Na, Ha. Gha, Na means that which is heavy. You will come across this word Ghana Shama, Ghana Ghana Nila, means one who is heavy. That Ghana Nila means that is the black or the dark blue color of Krishna is called Ghana Nila or Ghana Shama, means the clouds which are heavy in color or dark. Okay, so Ghana means Daya. Ghana is also a word which is used in some of the bhajans, which means who is heavy with Daya, compassion. Dayaghana. Okay. I thought I will just use where these words are used in bhajan, so you can recognize them when you sing bhajans next time. The next word is chara. I think I've already discussed when I was discussing achara. Chara means anything which moves. Okay. Chara. So then we come to the next word called chara na. Na is the chavarga na. Charanam. Charanam means foot, feet. You know, Tava Charanam. You know, Charanam. We pray to the feet of the Lord. Guru Charanam. Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam. Charanam means feet or foot. It also means in songs, you know, kritis, kirtanas, you know, each of the stanzas are called charanam also. I thought I would just use, you know, because it's a common usage, charanam. But we should understand why the word charanam comes. Swami says chara means that which moves. Okay. The feet is what moves. So Swami always says when we say pray to the feet of the Lord, it is not necessarily the foot per se. It's also the path shown by the Lord, how he walks. We have to follow the same path. So charanam also means the path shown by the Lord is also called charanam, Guru Charanam. Okay. Like karanam, charanam, all of them are similar words. So that by which you do something is charanam. Okay. The next word is chala. I think I've already discussed this. Chala means to waver, fickleness. Okay. That which it's not steady. That's chala. Chalanam. Chalana means anything which is moving, shaking, trembling is called chalanam. See, our mind, you know, is always chalana. Mind is always wavering, fickle, is not steady. All that is mentioned as chalana. The next word is janaha. Janaha. Okay, janaha means a living being or individual. Okay, bhakta jana. You know, like that you will say bhakta jana prada. Like, okay. So bhakta jana means devotion. An individual with devotion is called bhakta jana. Okay, or any living being also is called jana. Or you can say ja means to be born. You know, born as something is also. You know. Next word is janakaha. Janakaha. Okay, janakaha means father. One who has made the birth possible is janakaha, father. Okay, Janaka Maharaja comes from here, father. I think there are a couple of bhajans where we say Janaka Janani. I like that. Okay. Sorry. The next word is Jananam. Jananam means birth. Janana Marana. Okay. Ja, na, Jananam. Okay. I think all of you are familiar with the word, so I will not go into it. So as you can see, ja, wherever ja is, that which is born. Can anything related to birth. Whoever is born is Jana. Janaka is the father. Jananam is the process of being born. There's another word called Janani, which is mother. I have not put it here because we have not learned the ni yet, so I have kept it out. Okay. The next word is japa. Japa, I think all of us know, is basically any repetition or chanting. It's called japa. Okay. Japa. The next word I have is Jaya. It's, Tamil people should have, because we always say Jayam. Actually, the word in Sanskrit is Jaya, Jaya. Like Om Jai Jagadish Hare. It should not be Om Jai Jagadish Hare, which is the way we normally sing. It's Jaya. Okay, Jaya. I thought I would just point it out. Jaya means victory. The next word is Jalam. Ja, La, and Jalam. Basically, water. I think all of you know the word, so I am not going to spend time. The next word is Ta, Ta, Ha, Tataha, Katataha. I think there are bhajans and Suprabhatam, Chitravati Tata means the banks of the Chitravati river. Okay. Tata means the banks or the shores of a water body is called Tata. It also can mean place also, but generally it's shore. So I thought I will use that, Tata. That's what you will come across in bhajans and things like that. The next word is Ta, Na, Ya, Ha. Tanayaha. That means son. Okay, like Pashupati Tanaya, Parvati Tanaya, means the son of Parvati, son of Pashupati. Okay. So Tanaya is, you will come across in bhajans. Tanaya means son. The next word is Tapa. Tapa. Tapa to burn. Okay. There's another word, tapas, means penance. Okay. That means we actually burn with the yearning for the Lord. That's why it's called tapas. Tapa means to burn. Anything which is burning or causing pain is called tapa. So in the name of tapa, many sages used to mortify their body, Swami never encouraged such torturing of the body. But generally, what Swami would say is tapa means to controlling your senses is tapa. Sacrificing those into the fire of jnana, jnanagni is tapa, Swami will say. Tapa means to burn. The next word is tamaha. I've also used the word tamas because you will come across that. Both of them mean the same. They're slightly different in terms of grammatical reasons. But tamaha and tamas, both of them means darkness. Okay. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. So tamas is darkness. And it is, some of these prayers, but now you can see how it's written in Sanskrit. So it's easy for you to remember also. I thought that will be good. The next word is tara. Ta and ra. Okay, tara. Tara means to cross. Dustara bhavasagara. Dustara means to tara is to cross. Manasa bhajare, dustara word comes. Okay. Tara means to cross. Dustara means difficult to cross. Bhavasagar, this world of existence, this ocean of existence is difficult to cross. Tara is to cross or conquer even. Okay. I'm keeping on going. I think there are no questions, so that's the reason. Sorry, 1 second.
I have a question, brother Sairam.
Yes, please go ahead.
I saw it says Tanaya means the son.
Yes.
What about the daughter?
Daughter, I didn't say it here because it's Tanaya. Okay.
It is. Okay.
Tanaya is,
okay.
you asked the question, so maybe, People shouldn't think, I'm only focusing on males and not females.
I know, I thought that. No, because
I don't want people to get that idea. So,
thanks for clarification. No, because Tana means coming from the body, right? So Tanaya.
exactly.
Okay, thank you
Sister,
so
you
much.
already know, but for others' benefit. So the word, I have not introduced the word ya. The
Yes,
longer, okay, so sorry, maybe I'll stop. Okay, so Tanaya is written like this. I have not introduced longer
Yeah.
vowel consonants yet.
Exactly, yeah.
That is the reason I have not put.
No, it just dawned on me, and I go like, maybe they didn't recognize women at that time or something. But in our culture, they've always recognized the goddesses and everybody. So I just wanted to know, my curiosity.
Because
So maybe-
Parvati is told Himatanaya.
Okay.
So there are songs, but but usually it may be not very common.
Yeah.
But yes.
Thank you so much, Sairam.
You're welcome, Sairam. It's good that you ask. I don't want people to go away with impressions of.
I won't be able to sleep tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks.
So I have what I've used is I've used all the consonants with shorter vowels. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Jaya, Tanaya, Tapa, Tamas, Tara. I think we crossed all of them. So the next word is Damaha. Sama, Dama, Swami uses often. Dama is to control, restrain. Okay. Restrain the mind, restrain the indriyas. So all this comes under Damaha. Damaha. Okay. Swami uses the word. Always he plays with the ma, the. If you start with the word ma, if you put it opposite, it's mother. Okay, Swami says Dhamma is actually removes the mother. We have madam in us, pride and all that, or we become so passionate and we run after this so that it's madam. Okay, so Swami says Dhamma is the opposite of that. It nullifies that. Okay, Swami always says. Swami uses things like the nartaki kirtana, like that. The words opposite meaning means opposite things. Like Rama, Mara means to kill. Rama is that which creates. So things like that. Okay. So Damaha. The next word is it's a proper noun, but I thought I will anyway put it. The, sha, ra, tha, ha. I think to people's point, here you can see that tha, even though there's a gap, the tha at the top touches the line which comes after the ra. Okay, here the font is good, so it connects it. Dasha, ra, tha, ha. Okay, actually, dasha means 10, ratha means chariots. Dasha, ratha means 10 chariots or vehicles. But Swami says the 10 senses are the vehicles through which we travel. So each of us is also Dasharatha. We are all traveling in this 10 vehicles of Indriyas, Karmendriyas and Jnanendriyas. That's why we are called the Dasharatha. So the mind is traveling in the chariot of 10 vehicles. The mind is traveling in the chariot of 10 vehicles. So if you add, they all become 11. That 11 is Dasharatha. So Dasharatha actually means each of us also who are traveling in this 10 sense vehicle with mind. And so that's 11 if you say. But Swami says if you make it divine, it becomes Rudra. So the 11 times Rudra is says, Ekadashi Rudra, so you become God. And so that Swami has spoken about it. So I thought I'll just mention that. The next word is Dahana. Dahana. Dahana is to burn with fire. Okay. Dahyati means to light fire with anything. Okay. Lanka Dahana means Hanuman is who burnt Lanka. Lanka Dahana. Okay. So I thought I will just mention that. The next word is Dala. Okay. Kamala Dala is, we use that word. Dala means the lotus petal. Dala. Okay. Many bhajans have the word Dala. Okay, so I thought I will, that's a good word for us to learn. The next word is Dhanam. Dha, fourth letter in the Tha Varga. Na is the fifth letter in the Tha Varga. Dhanam. And Anuswara. So Dhanam is wealth. Any money, riches, all it's called Dhanam. The next word is Dhara. Dha is the fourth letter in the Tha Varga. And Ra. Dhara. Dhara means anything which supports. Okay. Giri Dhara means one who supported the mountain. It also means carrying, like Murali Dhara. Things like that. Bhajans are there, plenty of bhajans. Murali means the flute. Dhara means one who carries. Chakra Dhara, one who carries the chakra. Okay, Shula Dhara means Shula is carried. So there are many bhajans have the word Dhara, so I thought I will use that word here, Dhara. The next word is Nataha. Nataha. Okay. Nataha means dancer or actor. Like Natavara. Okay, Natavara means one who is the best among dancers. Okay. You can say Natavara Giridhara. I have not used the word, the other words, Giri and Vara I have used, I think, later on. But Natavara, Nata means dancer, actor, and so on. So we are 10:29. I had a few more slides to go through, but I think we can continue next week. I will stop here. I don't know whether it was too much of a rush to go through all these words, but I thought I will spend time, anyway, I'm going to post YouTube also. You can listen again leisurely. You can go through the words, become more familiar. If you have any questions on any one of them, you can ask me. Send me an email, or I will stop here and ask for any questions if anyone has. I'm sorry, I didn't leave much time because people were asking questions, so I thought I'm okay with people interrupting and asking also. If you have any questions or comments, you can. You have a few minutes. I will wait. I don't want to keep it too long. Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sairam, brother. So is there a difference between when you said Dahana and Dahanam? Like, there is no word called Dahanam?
Dahanam is also a meaning, because Dahana is actually adjective. Okay, Dahanam is the burning action itself. Okay. So I just, for variety, I didn't remove it. Dahana is adjective. Dahana means, again, different usage of how the noun changes also, there are meanings.
Okay.
But for your practice, for just as a word, you can treat it as an adjective word.
Okay.
Dahana means burning something, Okay. Lanka Dahana means the burning Lanka, things like that. Okay, I will just.
Thank you.
You'll get into grammar, I don't want to get into too much grammar at this point in time. Just reading and recognition at this time. Okay. So I think there are no questions anyone has, I guess. So I think we'll close today. We will continue next week from where we left off. Do you all want me to cover a few more words or move on to consonants? I will. People can send me notes on the Google chat or something and let me know. if you all like this, I will have one more session with just words, and then we will go on to more complex alphabet and letters. Okay. So with those thoughts, I think we'll close with Samastaloka and Shanti. Okay, Saira. Oh. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Sai Ram,
Sai
Sai
Ram.
Ram.
Thank you.
Sairam, everyone.
Thank you.
Sairam, Sairam, everybody.
Thank
Great
you.
session.
Thank you.
Very good
Sairam.
session. Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sairam, Sairam.
Thank you, Arun.
Sairam.